Yeah, so the two teams just waiting for their final preparations in the next few minutes. The two captains will come across. It's Katie Priest of Chester and Olivia Smart of Leeds United. And Leeds, last time out, were victorious with a fine victory on this very surface with a 4-1 success. So it is the FA Cup for today. It is an ambition to try and reach the proper first round and then go and kick on from there. Last year we had the fantastic occasion of playing WSL giants Arsenal. And while we hope for a similar sort of look for this season to try and go through as many stages of the competition, you can't really, Brad, as we wait for the game to get underway, just go, well, we got to that stage this year, we can do it again. You can't look at Chester and just think this is a walk in the park, because this is the, Leeds did this last year. We beat teams in the leagues above, and this is Chester's biggest game, so they're desperate to try and make sure that they end Leeds' journey at the very first stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is we've played in the league that we're in for the last few seasons, and the exciting thing about playing in a cup is that you get to play against different teams in different leagues, coming across different players and different challenges, both below where you are in the league and above. And like you say, we had a fantastic run last season, but I messaged the girls this morning and said we can't take these lightly. They're going to come. They know that they're the underdogs today. My understanding is that they've brought an away coach travelling set of fans today, so I think they'll be probably nice and loud and trying to get behind the team today. But yeah, it's a great occasion for both teams, and hopefully we'll come out victorious.
So Chester will have the honour of the kickoff. Katie Astle up front, Jess Russo up front, just going through their last minute warm-up to try and keep warm. This game, of course, could have come under threat for the last few days of non-stop rain, we felt, but with a bit of a break from it yesterday, the pitch has held up, and thankfully we have the game on hand. And it's a good job as well, because being able to play your games when you get in a rhythm, when you're playing week in, week out, and not having to delay kickoffs in the competition, make sure you get your job done. Other teams then have to make their results count, and Leeds will get the opportunity to do so here. And right from the very start, we see Sarah Danby just keeping the ball nice and tight, working it across the defence with her players behind her, and just exchanging passes. And Leeds would like to try and show that they are the better team right from the very first whistle. Don't give Chester any encouragement, but all of the ball so far has been inside Leeds' half. Pizzarello will try and change that with a forward ball out towards Assel, and she will try and take it in her stride. She's done just that, and now the cutback was on hand. Russo had gone right to the edge of the 6-yard box. Instead, Chester bring it clear and plod forward, and only in to find Danby. So Chester's first real time to have possession and keep the ball. They tried a quick fire counter and give it away, but inside the first minute, if you were a defender in this game, Brady, that would be quite a nice start. You've got a couple of early touches, you've played your midfielder in, you've got that little connection between the two, and it's a good steady start. No pressure at all for Leeds.
Yeah, the defence will be hoping for a fairly quiet game today, but sometimes that's when you're at your most vulnerable. You've got to make sure that you're switched on at all times, because all it takes is for them to get through on goal and have one or two chances, and if you're not kind of alive to it, anything can happen. But I was thinking about the conditions this morning. The sun was shining, and I thought the surface will have had some rain on that obviously over the last few days, so perfect for a centre half to get some slide tackles in.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those afternoons where tackles have to be timed to perfection. Those conditions might help out the two teams as the ball goes all the way across the face of goal from Chester. It was a good team move, that well worked. They got confidence about the number 7 there. Just seen Molly Wood applauding the work, and quite simple really from Chester's perspective. Just forward, they dragged out Jakeman, who had gone from right centre back to left. That left a big gap, and whether or not Brady they should have covered, I'll let you answer that. Should that have been Jakeman standing firm, or is it just a miscommunication that someone should have covered her?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a miscommunication. I mean, to be fair, credit to the Chester girls, she managed to find that gap and split the defence with that pass, and the girl was unfortunate there not to score. I think you mentioned Molly Wood there. I think she's one of their star players. 13 goals in 13 games, I believe, last season, so she's definitely one to watch in this game.
Yeah, already got 7 this year inside the first few weeks, so clearly still got that goal-scoring touch. As we see the visiting team just try and come out from the edge of their own box. Olivia Smart suggested that ball had gone out of play. It wasn't the case according to the near touchline official towards that far side of the stadium in Garforth. As now Leeds can attack and go forward to Assel, who had a really good role in that last win against FC United of Manchester. Held up the ball really well. Beautiful cutback for Russo for one of the goals. She was a hard worker. She made life very tough for those in the opposite colours. While she didn't get on the score sheet, they've got a nice rapport up there, Bridie. And of course, you know, someone like Laura Bartop off the bench, you'd expect someone of Laura Bartop's standing in the game at this level, you know, a goal scorer, we know that when she played for us in the first spell. Just shows you the partnership they've built to keep her on the bench. Yeah,
exactly. Like I was just about to say before you mentioned it, obviously Laura's been away, so unfortunately missed the last couple of games, but played really well against Hull, a former team of hers, of course. But yeah, Katie did fantastic last week, and you know there was no way that manager Simon Wood could drop her for today. I think, like you say, the link and the partnership between her and Jess Russo was outstanding last week.
Throwing to Leeds, which Jakeman will take in time. From Jakeman, well kept in play by Wood, who was just trying to dispossess Leeds. From that first minute where Leeds had quite a lot of time on the ball, just assessing their options, it has got a little scrappy since then.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see Danielle Whitton back in the starting lineup as well. And I think between the midfield three, we need to try and get them on the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, the early pressure puts Leeds under the pump here. It was Gray getting the ball back from Elliott, and Elliott will go across and stand her ground and make sure there was no ability to cross the ball. But Chester have actually managed to grow into this occasion. They've met Leeds a little bit higher at the pitch than I'm sure the coaching staff would want. That throwing not as crisp as Chester would like. It actually helped them put Leeds under further pressure, and Hassel gets it back. Smith going early, looking to try and bring Russo into the game, but it's gone the opposite flank. Pizzarello is quick, sadly not that quick. But just even if you look at the pitches in a whole, to say the rain we had the other day, I think the pitch is in decent nick.
Yeah, definitely. They did a pitch inspection yesterday, and I was unsure whether it would have, managed to hold up all the rain. But they'll all have the studs on there today, because no doubt it will be a little bit slippy and muddy in parts, and you'll feel it in the second half in the legs, no doubt.
Danby across it to Jakeman, who does have time. She uses that time to slowly but surely bring Smart into the game. And now a quick one too, looking down the line then towards Russo. That was a bit more patient from Leeds. Witham's not back down the line looking for Smart, just won't stay in play for Leeds' perspective, so slightly unfortunate there.
I think obviously playing with a back three today, Tom, we saw it last week against FC United of Manchester. It did allow us to get forward a bit more, play more attacking football, and obviously score quite a few goals as well. But obviously playing a back three, it's important, like I mentioned last week, to be disciplined and keep your shape. So I'm looking at the back three again today and hoping to see that that's improved a little bit from last week. I know we only conceded one. Hopefully we won't concede any today.
Yeah, in towards Russo, who can turn quickly. Instead to Pizzarello, who goes for a speculative shot, and it's one that finds the corner. The keeper didn't expect it. Pizzarello, predominantly left-footed, came at that ball, timed it well, and the hold-up from Russo was just really patient, and they've made it look very, very easy, Leeds. It's been scrappy for 5 minutes, solid, and then a moment of freedom on the edge of the box. Leeds United 1, Chester 0.
Great finish. It just seemed to come out of nowhere, that. Like you said, great hold-up play by Katie Astle. Played a nice little ball into Jess Russo, who played a lovely little ball into Pizzarello there. And like you say, you're not expecting to shoot with her right, because she normally likes to bring it onto a favoured left foot. But yeah, the keeper didn't really have much chance there. Great finish. Yeah,
it's 2 goals in 2 matches for Pizzarello. Scored in that win, 4-1 success over FC United of Manchester. So it is a player coming to the club for the first time this season, trying to find her feet, and now, if the goal-scoring exploits are anything to go by, certainly she's done that, as Smith flicks the header on. Russo just a little bit further up the pitch to go and get it. And Chester, to their credit, have responded by trying to start again and build. Big early shout from the goalkeeper, Skye Kirkham, to suggest that that ball will be hers, and she takes control. Another moment to just relax, and again, nice to see the team, the 2 centre-backs, or the 3 centre-backs there straight away. Every time they've got the ball, they are looking for somebody to come short and receive it. That somebody every time so far has been Sarah Danby. It's just a bit of a reliever of the pressure. Witham Smart on the right-hand side of the Leeds midfield are now covering across to try and get there. Smart puts her body in the way, but in credit to the Chester defender Randall, she puts hers firmly in place with a sliding challenge. That's allowed Chester to come forward. A speculative ball to the far post, hoping for a touch, but everybody in the attack has gone to the near post. Gray and Redmond, the two. Does look like they're playing a 4-5-1 formation today, Chester, with the number 6 sitting in front of the back four. So that does mean that those crosses have either got to be inch perfect or you need a midfield runner. Leeds will get that now because Assel's got to the ball. She's now been able to keep hold of it. There's a defender on the ground. She goes to cross it. It'll be behind for a corner. And good strength again from Katie Assel. She covers the ground just steadily in terms of through the middle, but she's running the channel really well. That's the second time today, Brady, inside the first 8.5 minutes that she's got into the channel on the left-hand side, ready to cross the ball for her team. I'll get your thoughts in a second once Olivia Smart gets ready for this corner. She wipes the leaves away before floating the ball to the far post. There's Shirts in there, header towards goal. Elliott goes for it, but a push, according to Chester. Referee suggests not enough, and a header at that back post. Towering, commanding presence, and that is how you put a corner to bed. What a beautiful goal that was, and they've made it look so simple. 2 goals in 3 minutes.
Fantastic start. Leeds will be really happy with this. Simon will be really happy as well. Yeah, great centre-half header that, isn't it? Coming up from the back. And like you say, just nobody was anywhere near her, really. No, I don't think anybody kind of attacked the ball with her. And again, keeper had no chance. But yeah, what a fantastic start. And hopefully Leeds can settle now into the game and start just relaxing a bit more with the ball. They already look quite comfortable, but I just want to see them string a few more passes together and really kind of dominate the game now.
Come on then, would you have been would you have been happy? That's a centre back, that's a proud header, that's a good header.
She's a bit taller than me, Izzy, actually, but yeah, I'd definitely been happy with that. I only went up for corners really, so yeah, really pleased with her.
Chester have a throw, so great moment for Elliott. That was as commanding as you get. That ball was going to be hers from the minute it crossed over that 6-yard box line. Chester, I'm sure, will start to feel quite stunned really, because they had a 5-minute scrap where they felt they were getting Leeds under pressure. And before they knew it, Leeds have put 2 past them. Going into the league standings, Chester FC Women looking to reach the first round proper for the first time. They play 2 tiers below Leeds in the North West Women's Regional League Division 1. Coming to this game in fine form, 6 wins on the spin. So a team that have arrived here, not with a chip on their shoulder, but certainly one where they feel they could unsettle Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it midweek, didn't we, where I think we were 2-0 up there, and then just before half-time, FC managed to get through and score a goal, and then the scoreline is then not as comfortable. Obviously, Leeds came out firing in the second half and got a couple of early goals, but yeah, we still need to make sure we stay concentrated and, you know, respect the opposition, because we've seen already they've had a couple of chances. Like you say, they're only playing one up top by looking at this, but, you know, they've got nothing to lose, so I think, you know, at some point they'll probably change that.
Yeah, nothing to lose there. That was an ambitious effort from middle of midfield to try and go forward that quickly. They have now put the ball into the box, and Kirkham does the right thing, just lets it settle, doesn't dive on the ball early, which means she could have spilled it. But that was a mistake out the back from Lucy Turner with a pass that went astray, and that is a second looking for Danby. Leeds just not settled the last few passes. Turner makes amends by heading clear. I think that's the point you were making just after the goal. We know you're the, as a defender yourself, it's your area of expertise. You said a few seconds ago, just be a bit calmer in possession, keep the ball a bit better. And that's what Leeds have failed to do on those last 2 occasions. This is better though, as Daniel Witham gets into a bit of space. That's where Leeds like to see her. She's got such an engine, she's got tremendous speed as well. She's using that here to get Leeds on the attack, but she needs a bit of help. Smart has come up the line to do so. Witham with a couple of players behind her trying to just get it into the box, and that was a more hopeful cross than anything else. And now Leeds have to get back because there's players outnumbered. Sadly for Chester, great news for Leeds is that they give the ball away. Assel tries to turn, and we've lost that control element from this midfield for Leeds. It's actually a bit more rampant as Russo goes for it. It's well brought under control by Foster, the Chester goalkeeper. Jess Russo just overstretching there, and let's hope there's nothing but a twinge, because she landed a little awkwardly. But what I was about to say was, first minute we had Danby, a couple of midfielders getting a touch on the ball. Last 3 attacks, midfield's been bypassed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest with you, then it was a great run by Danielle Whittam. She made up some really good ground, but I think she just lacked a little bit in support. She was kind of looking around, thinking, "Where's my teammates here?" And like you say, put up a little bit of a hopeful cross in, which they were able to defend. But no, good goalkeeping there. And like you say, hopefully Jess could just jog that little knock off.
Danby crafted back heel. Pizzarello putting it into an area where Witham and Assel were stood nearby, but none of them could connect. Here is Smart. She tried to turn it around the corner for Russo, who does look like she's shaken off that injury. She was going for Assel. There was probably an easier pass to Smith, but not able to control matters. And Chester will bring it forward themselves. First time they've been able to get in behind for a long while. Charlotte Dowell, the one doing just that, but there is Pizzarello racing back. And that is the job of the wing backs. We saw it against FC United of Manchester, who struggling in the league at the minute, Bridie, where Pizzarello and Olivia Smart were practically playing as out-and-out wingers, but then as the game unfolded, they did have to get back. It's a very important part that both of those players can't forget, and so far so good. Not only in this game, but this season, they've generally stuck to their responsibilities.
Yeah, it was down this side, wasn't it, that the FC United scored the other day. They just managed to get through, and it was a similar kind of ball, actually. So Pizzarello just needs to make sure that it's a body positioning more than anything, and just checking where that player is. Yeah,
I think she's gone down here and is needing some treatment. It was a heavy fall. She was taking it forward. I don't think she or Catherine Smith knew who to take control of it, so because she was relaxed, she's landed awkwardly. I thought it was on the side of her shoulder, and immediately the physio team was suggesting to today's official that they would like to hand over the treatment and make sure that she was okay. So we have got our first break in proceedings at Leeds United Women 2, Chester FC Women 0. And if you're just joining us here with our LUTV coverage, it's a goal from Pizzarello in the 6th minute, as we see just that awkward landing. So Smith took the ball from her, so she relaxed her body, and as she does so, Emma Gray decided to push her in the back.
Yeah, I was just about to say on that replay then, the player just completely just shoved her down. I mean, I don't know if the referee saw that or not, but yeah, it was a bit naughty, that one.
And as all good teammates should, Brady sat alongside me throwing the arms around in the air as a protest, natural instinct, and that is, I think that's what has actually made the impact worse, because she has just, we all know if you're playing sport and you relax and you fall over, you've not got nothing to break your stride. We hope it is just a bump on the ground, but it was a little bit naughty.
Yeah, I think when people get injured and stuff, and it's to do with a slide tackle or mistimed challenge or whatever it might be, you think fair enough, it's a game of football. But when it's just for something silly like that, I think she just showed a little bit of frustration. Then did the Chester player. Yeah,
we can get a replay now of the opening goals, which Pizzarello was the scorer of the first. As we said, she just met it perfectly. There was no need to take a touch. She just hit that in her stride, and that is what has allowed her to outfox the goalkeeper. And then the second goal came from Elliott's header, as the referee does look like he's willing to let this game get back underway. So Leeds had possession at the time. Catherine Smith and the midfielders around her will just make sure that has been reminded to today's ref. Olivia Smart will do that anyway as the captain. And it's rolled back in now to Danby, who rolls it back now to Elliott. So here is Turner. Leeds just pretty much recycling possession across the defence, but Turner's pass goes wayward. Witham tries to bail her out with a sliding challenge. Now Jakeman's committed to the challenge and has got to get in the arm wrestle, which he does perfectly well. There's it back to Turner, trying to play it out from the back into the area. Keeper comes out. Kirkham flaps it at first. Strong defensive block with the second. They'll get a corner, but all of that really down from Leeds' undoing of not being able to play it out from the back, giving the ball away and allowing a couple of free crosses.
Yeah, I said it against FC United, Tom, that if they get through on goal, it won't be because no disrespect to them, but because they've played amazing football and broke us down. It will be due to our mistakes, and I think we've seen 3 or 4 passes there literally on the bounce where we've just given the ball back to them, and it's just given them a little bit of confidence and got them through to a good position now.
Yeah, low ball in, and the shot's going to come in. He clips the crossbar. Well worked corner from today's visitors, Chester FC Women. Leeds not touch tight, expecting a ball whipped into the edge of the penalty spot. That wasn't the case, and these last couple of minutes are going to give Chester a real shot in the arm.
Yeah, it was a well worked corner, that, and they were unlucky not to score. It was a great effort. Like you say, it was the crossbar that saved us then. But just a few minutes ago when Pizzarello went down, the girls all got together, and Smart and Danby and Smith And they'll have been saying to each other, look, we're better than this. Yes, we're 2-0 up, but let's just keep possession. Let's show them how good we are, and let's show them why we are in the league that we're in. And I think, like you said, on the last few minutes, we've just got a little bit scrappy. And again, we just need to try and get us foot on the ball, plenty of touches, and just keep possession.
Elliott across to Turner. Turner then goes to Danby. Nearly went without the ball. That miscontrol actually helped her because the Chester player wasn't expecting it. Danby apologises for the pass. Elliott splits the midfield going forward to Assel. Smart was in support with them as well. Russo was offside, but Catherine Smith is not. In a foot race with the goalkeeper who's come out really early. Smith tries to go across. She played the save percentage ball, which I think most would have done and wanted her to do rather than going for goal. Chester just covered it. Catherine Smith can score from range. Your thoughts, Bridie? Did she do the right thing on that occasion? I'd
have gone for the shot. It seemed like the goal just massively opened up because the keeper came out. Obviously, she tried to put Cath Smith off. She got there before her. I'd have gone for the shot there, but I think she was just in two minds.
Yeah, here is Smart into Jakeman, across to Danby. Danby rolls it from the middle out towards Pizzarello, who's looking to get back involved after going down with that shoulder injury. She just had her pocket picked, but a pretty desperate ball forward, that from Sarah Redmond without really looking, has allowed Leeds to get back in possession. Again, frantic, no real build-up. Smart tries to change that by going into Danby, which is another one that will just try and settle it down by keeping hold of possession. Smart try to turn it round the corner. Jakeman into Witham, and again important those midfield three just communicate to the centre-backs for a simple pass when it's on. When it is, they've played it. And that's why they've got this 2-goal cushion as they win a throw. But 20 minutes gone. With it being such a momentous day for Chester, Bridie, they're never going to really throw the towel in unless the scoreline goes well away from them. And at 2-0, nearly at halfway through the first half, this game is still there for them to try and come back in. They've just hit the crossbar. They're not going to be surrendering anytime soon. Yeah,
I think it's the scoreline flatters us, if I'm being completely honest. I know I should be a little bit biased, but they've had a few chances, and we've not played how we know that we can so far. And like I say, we've not kept possession as much as we'd like. And you mentioned then about the centre-halves looking for the pass, and yes, we want to play out from the back and play pretty football, but if it's not on, it's just hitting it in the right areas and just getting it away from, I suppose, danger.
Yeah, Witham out to Jakeman. And back again, that ball just bobbling awkwardly, so Witham takes the sting out of that and keeps hold. Jakeman looking for Smith into a bit of a Chester sandwich there. Two midfielders getting her off the ball. Now out to Gray. She turns away from Danby. Danby unable to get to her. Turner flying in. That'll be a free kick if the referee comes back for that. Kirkham, because they got the shot away, was allowed the player to advantage. And again, there's just little pockets, Bridie, where it's opening up for Chester for them to get that little confidence boost they need.
Yeah, I think the player that you mentioned there, Emma Gray, she looks like a good little player. She's got good feet. She likes dribbling. She obviously likes taking on players, and I think she got the better of us then.
Yeah, mistake out from the back once more. Leeds have done that on several occasions. Elliott shows a bit of composure and just goes the other way. Pizzarello aiming for Russo. Leeds just at this current moment can't connect a couple of passes together. We showed in the first 20 minutes, the first 10 minutes though, that when it does click, Leeds will often find themselves through on goal. So I'm sure the coaching team will be well aware of that, but wanting things to just tighten up a little bit. That's really well worked from Danby, just spotted where the pass was coming. Referee having to stand quite still because he was about to get in the way as Pizzarello takes charge. He runs forward looking for a through ball in towards Smith, brings it under control but goes backwards. Now turns Smith, running out of room, across to Smart. Smart drops the shoulder and allows her to get into a shooting position, just drags it wide. One of those, I guess, 50-50 balls, Bridie. It's a shot across the face and probably more of a pass ready from Olivia Smart, hoping for a touch. Sadly, nobody in a white shirt could get there.
That was generous. I thought she was going for the shot.
I told you I'm never going to get on her in her bad books.
No, I wouldn't either. I think she's full of confidence after the goal last week, and just how she played in general. Her passing was outstanding, but she got herself in a good position then, so I don't blame her for having the shot.
Just working it across their own back four. First time they've had a bit of time to do that as Gray flicks the header on. Elliott, goal scorer of the second for Leeds, just tries to play it away from trouble. And the pressure she was put under forces the mistake. So we're halfway through this first half. Leeds still leading by 2-0. Witham spins to get out of trouble. And now is Danby plodding forward for Leeds. She works it wide to Smart. Turning across the defence to Elliott. Elliott steps up. Can't pick out Witham. Chester getting some joy of that, standing near halfway, just blocking some of those through balls coming back from the centre-back. Smart with a touch to make sure Chester don't have a free ball down the line. The referee coming to the near side to examine, and it was the number 2, that's Charlotte Dowell. She was just coming across a few moments ago when there was a throw-in, and she did seem to suggest something to the bench and moved her right arm. So I don't know if it was a tactical thing, but clearly it is an injury that she has felt, so she is now going to be allowed some treatment to try and patch up. Leeds can get a breather, and these are the sort of moments, I guess, where the coaching team to try and get the point across. It's fine margins at the minute. We're not home and dry by a long stretch, and you've said it yourself. Scoreline perhaps does flatter them. Some would perceive it the other way and go, it's a sign of a good team to take your chances. But when you get a chance to reiterate your tactics to your team in these moments, they're very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you say, Simon will be happy with the scoreline of 2-0. We all are. But I think, from watching this team and playing in this team, I know that they're capable of much, much more. And I'm sure we do tend to grow into the game, as time goes on. And I think, I want to see Jess Russo and Katie Astle on the ball, because it's exciting when those players are on the ball in that attacking third. And we know that, with our star striker, Jess, hopefully she'll be looking to bag another one today.
Leeds get the decision from the officials and now have a free kick. Give the ball away, and it's starting to break down a little bit from going through the thirds. Midfielder not getting it from the defence, and of course that's a knock-on effect to the strikers.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not working at this moment in time, because we've got probably 3 of the best midfielders in the league. You've mentioned before earlier on in the season about Sarah Danby, fantastic passer of the ball, really calm, cool and collected, and she's the one that I want to see on the ball and kind of spraying it about a bit and using the pitch, getting wide. We've got pace on the width as well. So the centre-halves just need to be a little bit more composed in possession. And like I said, if it's not on, that's perfect. What Harriet Jakeman's just done there, just starting again and going back. Even if it has to go all the way back to Sky Kirkham, I don't mind that, as long as we're keeping the ball.
Danby keeps possession to find Pizzarello. Russo, the nearest Leeds shirt for a simple pass. Pizzarello fancies her chances of going on a mazy run, cuts it back into Witham, who got the ball first. Defender commits herself. Now Witham picks the spot. Keeper palms it only into the heart of that defence. It's picked up by Smith on the edge of the box. She can't control it. It was Katie Priest with the clearance out from Chester's 6-yard box, and that was better as Witham flies in. She somehow hooks it wide to Smart, who can't carry it forward. But the support play was better there from Leeds. Pizzarello was the one that took charge. She's done the exact same here. She turns it across to Russo, who's quick, but not that quick, but they will win a throw. That's just better all-round support play. Much,
much better, yeah. And it started off at right-back position with Harriet Jakeman, and just kind of working it across the back four, using the width, making the Chester players move and have something to think about, because just passing them the ball is easy for them to defend. So that was much, much better from Leeds and resulted in a really good chance.
Pizzarello's throwing comes straight back towards her. Russo down the line. Pizzarello just has to have a few kick-ups before playing it forward. That's, you said earlier, she's playing with confidence. That is the biggest sign of it, with them running into a bit of traffic. Danby to Russo. Back from Pizzarello into Danby.
See, they must be able to hear me, because they're doing everything I'm telling them now.
I was about to say, that's exactly what you asked for. As Jakeman skips out away from trouble, gets a bit of a shoulder barge for the process. Smith has to be quick. She gets there, Catherine Smith. She is brave and gets her out to Smart. Now, 2 in the area for Leeds. Can Olivia Smart pick them out? onto the left foot. Similar sort of technique she used for that goal against FC United of Manchester. The cross is blocked. And Leeds do have the numbers back to ensure possession is theirs, and that is the ball back to the goalkeeper. So Brady continues to manage this team from afar. And Danby collect the ball again, turns it round the side. Pizzarello again to Russo. This is well managed by Leeds. Now, what help does she have in the area? Takes her time to Witham. Referee showing quick feet to get out of the way. Smart. Bit of a lack of width there for Leeds. Danby going for an ambitious goal-bound effort. It will register as a shot on target, but Sophie Foster was never worried, Brady, that was going to beat her.
No, again, much better from Leeds. Keeping possession, we're stringing a few passes together now. I think maybe the breaking play, like you mentioned, Simon may well have been handing out some instructions, but we definitely look more confident on the ball now.
Good couple of touches as well for Sky Kirkham. He was just taking control the last few times that Leeds have had the ball in their box. To Elliott. And also trying to just flick it across the pitch towards Pizzarello. Doesn't get hold of it. To her credit, she will pressurise to try and put Chester under pressure. Joined in that mission by Smith and Danby. Chester, you can see this, they're actually enjoying this as well, because we said it right from the start, it's a big occasion for them. They'll look at this team for Leeds and think, right, this is 2 divisions above. Can we get there? What sort of level are we at to compete? You often don't know, do you? If you're playing in a league and you're winning every week, you don't know what you could do against the higher team unless you play them in a cup, and then you've got to be on it in that fixture from the start. Chester, while they conceded 2 goals in 9 minutes, have certainly given Leeds a game.
Yeah, I believe they're looking at promotion this season as well. So, if they get into the league above, then there's only 1 league difference. But yeah, like I said, they've had chances. They've passed the ball about. Keeper's made a couple of good saves. So they'll still think that there's something to get out of this game. They're not going to give up.
Pizzarello flicks it down the line, wins a throw. Then the number 2, Dowell, who's been in the wars herself, gets the ball back up the line. Another good crowd today for the Leeds United Women. The new home this year, playing at Garforth. It's been well supported week in, week out, as Smith gets hold of possession. She's just trying to play it into a channel where Olivia Smart can chase it. Keeper comes off her line. Jakeman trying to put it forward. Smart jumps up. Referee looks across. The official said that she was offside, even though Katie Assel puts it in the back of the net. That play was brought back a long time ago. So half an hour mark gone. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, the goals have come from Pizzarello and Elliott. But the sense from everything you've been saying and your body language, your reactions to certain things, suggests you want a third before you settle down. And probably knowing you, a fourth.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, after watching the men play yesterday, it's not good for my stress levels and I felt like I was going to have a heart attack at one point yesterday. So I've said to the girls, I want this to be a comfortable victory today, nice and easy, and let's have an enjoyable Sunday. But we are typical Leeds. We do like to make things hard for ourselves, but I'm happy with the 2-line scoreline so far. Got a little bit of breathing room.
Smart tries to give breathing room here for Smith, but plays too much power behind the pass, so it's cleared away out of play as Olivia Smart gets back on the ball. Down the line to Astle. It was a good quick smart run from her, because Chester had switched off a little bit. Sadly her cutback pass was into her blue shirts. Danby out to Pizzarello. Pizzarello going early with the cross. A couple of bodies in white shirts were waiting for it, including Smith, but cleared by Chester. These last few minutes have started to be more of the second balls before halfway, which is penning Chester in. The visitors coming away with it with Gray and Paul working a couple of passes. Pizzarello stands her ground. She's been in the walls a little bit, just holding the ribcage there after another challenge upper body effort, which is certainly been felt.
Yeah, she seems to be struggling a little bit. A few minutes ago she was holding, I think, her elbow. Now it's a rib. But she's a tough cookie. Hopefully she'll be able to carry on.
Yeah, Leeds will get another throw. So last couple of weeks Leeds been relatively consistent with their form. Their only blight on the copybook was a 4-3 defeat to Hull in their last 5.
And that was a dubious result, actually. But let's not get me started on that one.
You're enjoying yourself, Friday. Just try not to stress as Chester get back in possession. That towering midfielder they've had in there to break things up, Charlotte Locke. She gets involved again. Smart just trying to cushion it into Russo. Assel gets involved instead, and she can't take it away from a Chester defender. It's worked its way in towards Witham. She was trying to go into the gap, and a miscommunication there on several fronts. 3 forwards, all in different places, and the pass doesn't find any of them. So around 12 minutes to go. Have you been impressed though by it from Chester? If you're looking from a neutral perspective, what you've seen of them?
Yeah, I think so, because quite often when you play teams in the league above, you kind of think, we're probably not going to have much possession, so let's just kind of catch them on the break. Let's play defensive, and you expect your defence to have a busy game, and you want kind of your best players. Well, not that you want it, but your best players are generally your centre halves because they've been defending all day. But they're not trying to just catch us on the break. They're trying to play out from the back. They're trying to play through the thirds, and you've seen that. It's a great through ball.
It is. We'll just get the chance here because they come forward, an opportunity here to score, and they've taken it as clinical as you like from Chester FC Women, and that is the moment they've been wishing for. A goal-scoring opportunity, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. They've got it, and they have taken it, and I think it is Molly Wood. We've said she's the danger player for them, and it is their 8th goal of the season, and that is well taken. And just as Bridie said, try to take the game to Leeds. They do it with a killer through ball, and an even better finish. It's 2-1.
I don't know what to say about that. I was almost, when you asked me that question, about how they're planning on playing and things like that, I literally thought, they're going to come here today and try and catch us on the break, and I've been impressed with them so far. And to be honest, I think they did deserve the goal, if I'm being completely honest. But this is what generally sparks Leeds United into action. I think we saw it at York as well, one of the midweek games where this does tend to happen. So I'm expecting a reaction now just before half time.
Yeah, Smart racing across. She will just put her body in the way to concede a throw. Good work from Smith to just get across and put her body in the way. So the 10 minutes now thereabouts left of this first half. Very important for Leeds to not concede again.
Yeah, I think we'll have been wanting a clean sheet today against a team 2 leagues below, and like I said, you're wanting a comfortable game, you're playing attacking football, you're expecting most of the game to be played in their half. But they've had a little bit of joy, and credit to them. They've come here and they've worked hard, and like I said, they're trying to play football. But this is where we need to show why we are Leeds United and why we are where we are in the league. And it's players like Sarah Danby that you need on the ball.
Yeah, Danby skips out of a challenge, advantage given by the referee. Smart back to Danby, feels the presence of a player behind her, so she takes it away, takes control. Witham takes over. Witham looking towards goal on a couple of occasions, just shifting her feet out of the oncoming Chester players. Just every time it looked like she was about to be tripped up, she got out of the way, but Jakeman goes too far forward with the pass, and Leeds give the ball away. So Leeds' best spell, without a doubt, that first 15 minutes has been all a little stop-start. They've had a couple of half chances since then. And weirdly, I mean, you never know, do you, with this group? You said it yourself. It does look like Leeds need the half-time. You wouldn't say in this an FA Cup tie against a team 2 leagues below. But it does look like they need that reminder of what they're about, what they can do well, and just to give themselves that confidence boost.
Yeah, I think sometimes, I've played in these games many times before, and sometimes the standards and, you can drop to the other team's level. They're not moving the ball as quick, maybe not as aggressive on the ball and things like that. And sometimes you can drop a little bit, but then you've got to kind of show that level of experience and professionalism. And like I say, show them that, we want them coming here today saying, God, Leeds were a fantastic team. I wish we could play like that. We couldn't get anywhere near the ball. But unfortunately, that's not the case so far. But hopefully going into, like I say, we'll have half time and there'll be a good chat, no doubt. He might make a couple of subs, Simon. And then we'll see what the second half brings. But, I'm confident that we'll see this game through comfortably.
Turner gets hold of the ball. Jakeman. There isn't that much pressure from Chester on the centre-backs on this occasion. They've been sat quite deep, Chester. They clearly feel that might be their best way to counter. Smith picks out Russo. Now Russo, where Leeds want her, running through on goal. The shot come in. The flag had gone up to deny her. Jess Russo just trying to appeal. It did look like she'd come from a behind position, like she was behind Katie Astle, but the officials signalled right from the off that they thought that she had gone offside, and it was tight, but she was behind that last Chester defender, so at second glance I think they'll probably got that right.
Yeah, I think so. But it's the first time we've really seen Jess Russo have a shot at goal. I think she's been the provider so far, so it's nice to see her have a shot, and hopefully we'll see more of them, but good save by the keeper.
Elliott looking for Smith. Chester plays straight down the line, out of play. Don't have VAR technology at Garforth yet. I think it's a good few years away for that, but I think the officials got that pretty spot on. They've also had a good game as well. They kept things pretty fair between the two teams, kept things flowing well. There's a bobbling ball to Jakeman. She has to just put her foot through it and hope for the best. It does work out for Leeds. And there is that leadership from Olivia Smart just to go back to the keeper and start things again. Danby dropping into the midfield is ideal. She gives the game away with her tactics here, but it's potentially going to work. Astle chasing it down, the fullback cutting across, goes all the way back into the goalkeeper, who with a misplaced clearance puts them under pressure. Did take a deflection on its way through, but at least for Leeds, they're forcing the defenders to do something, and to the goalkeeper. Didn't give up on that situation. Yeah,
as a defender, you never want to be running back towards your own goal because you don't know what's behind you, and Katie Astle put a lot of pressure on the defender there, and with this pitch, especially with the weather, it could have easily held up, and I think that's allowed Katie to get close to the keeper just to block that the shot.
Yeah, comes coming off her line early. Bit of a panic moment there for the fans in attendance as Danby jumps up and wins their header, picks out Smith, and now Leeds can roll forward. Smith just a bit too lazy with the pass. She will go and win it back though, recognises that error immediately. Astle round the corner to Russo. Now Russo doesn't return the favour, runs into traffic, and I think Katie Astle wanted that quick fire 1-2, didn't get it, and it will be a throw into Chester.
Yeah, I think Jess Russo then was looking for someone to run off her on the right, and I think Olivia Smart looked like she was a little bit central then, so she just needs to stick to her position as that right winger and be an outlet, because obviously we know how dangerous she is out there. We don't want to see her tucked in the middle because there's enough traffic in there as it is.
Yeah, Leeds get a throw here. Smart wanting a bit more energy here from her teammates around her. Again, another few metres with another throw. New ball needed at the Bannister Apprentice Stadium in Garforth, which Olivia Smart now has, so closest options include with them. It will go down the line to Astle. Smart will then make a run to help her out. That layoff just a little bit over hit. Smart, well, she got a toe to the tackle, didn't get enough power behind it, so Chester can come clear. Gray picks up possession. Pizzarello has seen plenty of her in this first half. She's had the majority of those battles won, but still work to do as Chester plod over halfway. Turner, easy interception for her. Smith back to Danby. And now Elliott. This is where Leeds just start to show their footballing instinct, just keeping it simple. All one touch there, just working it out of trouble. Jakeman looking for Smart, just a tad over hit. Played out for a throw, but again, as a defender, that's what you want to see. Just everyone's got a touch on the ball, positioning wise. Nobody was out of their designed, area of the pitch. Right centre back in her spot, and it just looked really comfortable. That, and I guess that's what you've got to do. You've got to make sure two teams, two leagues above, you're setting the standard in possession. Yeah,
Lucy Turner read the game really well then, just to intercept. And it was a nice, simple pass. I think like what Sarah Danby does, she's playing it nice and simple into Izzy Elliott. And that's how we've had a couple of chances so far. We've worked it really well from the back, and we just need to continue to do that.
Smith wanted to play the pass, so just realised she couldn't play it, so she's now taking it forward. Smith, and still going, goes out towards Pizzarello. It's great midfield play, but the offside flag goes up. That's unfortunate. Catherine Smith could have booted that ball away then when she was realised she was going to get tackled. She kept hold of it. We know that's what she's a great runner of the ball. Just a touch unfortunate that Pizzarello had set off a bit too early there, Brady.
Yeah, I thought she'd taken too many touches in what could be a dangerous area there, but her determination and just effort to just get that ball back, and she was like a bulldozer then running through those Chester players, and it was a good little ball into Pizzarello. It's a shame she was offside.
Easily brought down there from Chester. Leeds didn't challenge in the air. Danby. Another one where it could have looked like a simple boot downfield would have been the pressure relieving idea, but she keeps hold, and that's allowed Pizzarello to attack. Her close control keeps it. She goes back into Elliott. Misplaced pass out from the back. Chester capitalise. Elliott heads it back. It's all got a bit scrappy out there again for Leeds as Pizzarello gets hold once more. Witham went early with the ball. Russo isn't going to get to that. The goalkeeper has had every encouragement to come off her line. Sophie Foster, she's been determined to do so. It was one of the only efforts since Leeds' second goal that they've had when Catherine Smith raced through but couldn't get to it. Another brave Elliott header keeps Leeds out of danger. Challenge from Danby now, space for Smart if she can release that pass. She goes out to Smart. Smart has an option to go for goal. She'll take it, it's blocked away, it will be a corner. But that was easy from Leeds. They won the ball, simple pass, just not overthinking it, and it got them a set piece.
Such an easy game, isn't it, football? It's so easy to sit here and say as well, because we can see the whole pitch, and you know, as a player it's not quite as simple, and but you know, when we do keep it simple, we do look good. Like I said, especially when we've played out from the back four, we've looked really dangerous. I think Danby's been fantastic this first half as well.
Danby crossed the box with a low power corner, pretty low powerful corner out to Witham. Danby stayed where she was. Just trying to play a few tricks to get the ball back into a good position. Now Leeds' players are plodding backwards, realising that that cross wasn't going to get to them. Here now is Turner rolling it to Pizzarello. Back inside to Smart, a little bit off balance. It nearly works for number 22, Katie Astle. Keeper again though, more than alert, playing about 10 yards further off her goal line than many would expect, but she gives the ball away with a rushed goal kick, and that should take us pretty much towards a regulation 45 minutes. Maybe get a minute or two stoppage for the couple of injuries we had with Pizzarello going down. There was a Chester player down as well, and that was Dowell. But to their credit, Leeds haven't panicked since conceding. You know, you said straight from it you think that Leeds will get the job done even though they have conceded, why you were disappointed as a member of the group. Chester haven't done much since that, but that could soon change here as they come on the attack. That poor ball forward though doesn't give Mollywood any chance. And he's surprised by Chester's tactics in the way that, you know, Mollywood's the top scorer. They've got 8 goals already. She's got 13 last season, so she's got only 3/4 of the year to go to beat that tally. They've only gone down her flank maybe twice, not given her much of an opportunity. You'd think they'd try and play around, you know, pretty much through her. You
would. They've been playing more towards the right hand side, haven't they? And I think they got a little bit of joy initially, but Pizzarello's done really well since they've had a chance. So I mean, Leeds have been by far the better team. We can't deny that. You know, we rightly so go in as winners of 2-1 at half time, but I think performance-wise, I think we have got another gear, and I think we'll see that in the second half. Hopefully they'll start to tire a little bit more. You do tend to find that with teams kind of, you know, as the leagues go down, the players don't seem to be as fit. Obviously, we don't really know much about these, so, you know, I might be completely wrong, but just from my experience, that's what you tend to find in the second half, and the quality then starts to shine through.
Yeah, Pizzarello wins the header. Again, just holding the ribcage after one of those earlier contacts that she felt the effects of. She's up again with another aerial duel that she wins. Here now is Smart charging through the middle. Misplaced touch from her. It's unfortunate, but she was fouled in the back play of it. Chester's players look as stunned as anybody that they've got a free kick to defend, but it will give Leeds one last chance, you'd feel, Bradley, to score.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I think it's Olivia Smart that's wanting this ball, but it looks like Pizzarello's going over as well. I'm not sure what Olivia Smart's doing on this side. Obviously she's been playing on the right. Not sure if she's been given a bit more of a free role now, or if she's just doing what she wants.
Yeah, I'm about to think that's the last 2 times we've got, you know, the pitch opened up and Olivia Smart's been in the middle, just running around. So she is captain.
She can do what she wants.
And there might be a tactical plan here. Leeds would like an option opposite side of the wall. One of the members of the wall is waiting in case that pass does go that way. Danby instead puts it into an area that needed a touch. A couple of players just have a debrief there as they break down that set piece as the referee signals half-time. So the opening goal through Pizzarello from a Russo layoff. Elliott then headed in a smart corner, only for Wood to give Chester a little bit of joy with 10 minutes to go in this first half. So Leeds have more work to do to ensure their progress in the FA Cup. It's half-time at the Bannister Pretend Stadium in Garforth. Leeds leading by 2-1. Welcome back then to LUTV's coverage of this FA Cup qualifying tie between Leeds United Women and Chester FC Women. Leeds leading 2-1 at the break as we get ready. So second half underway. Leeds United open the scoring in the 7th minute. Charlie-Ann Pizzarello and then Izzy Elliott scoring the first 2 goals for Leeds. For Chester to get a bit of a confidence boost with a goal in the 34th minute from their top scorer Molly Wood. They've given away a free kick here then at the start of this second half, Leeds. Turner getting back the wrong side and giving away a free kick, which will be taken by Locke with a looping ball forward. A good one as well. Chester going for it, player going to ground. I thought she tripped over rather than a foul, but that was a ball that was inches away from being tapped in. I think Sky Kirkham was a sitting duck there in Leeds' goal. So Leeds' team is Kirkham, Jakeman, Turner, Elliott, Pizzarello, Smith. It's then Witham, Danby, Asselt, Smart and Russo. The bench, Simpson, Hindle, Bartup and Price. As for Chester, they've gone with Foster, Dowell, Randalls, Priest, Adderley, Locke, Wood, Lloyd, Redmond, Paul and Gray. And from a defensive perspective, as always, we've got Bridie Hanlon sat alongside us. So you will always have the better opinion of the defender to give us your insight. That was a good free kick from Chester's perspective in terms of, you know, weight of the ball, players coming in. Defensively, a bit of a heart-in-mouth moment for Leeds as well. We'll get a second here because it looks like Russo's got to the ball somehow. Keeper coming off her line, ball played back, took a deflection. They try and take it quickly to Russo, just a bit too quickly. And Chester get a bit of a reprieve as well. That's a strong challenge from Locke, a really good one as well. Witham's come back for a second attempt. And this is a team playing 2 divisions above their station in the Cup. Chester looking for an FA Cup shock, and they're bang at it. They're feeling themselves in this game. They've got more confidence as the game's gone on. That should be a Chester throw, and it will be. And that early set piece, Bridie, showed exactly what we're going to get in this second half. They are not going to go down without a fight. Yeah,
we just see the replay now. It's a great ball in, and it's one of those where the keeper's thinking, do I come off my line, do I stay where I am? And that's why you need to put those dangerous balls in there, because anything can happen, and fortunately it didn't end up being a goal for them.
Just on the front foot, clipped away. That's a foul from Jakeman. Referee was about to put his whistle to his mouth. He does so now, and that will be a free kick regardless. So a couple of feisty challenges going in the middle of the park from both teams.
Yeah, they've both come out a little bit feisty this half, haven't they? It's, you know, there's prize money to be won as well, you know, in these earlier rounds as well. And, you know, the kind of money that you get in the FA Cup, it means a lot to grassroots football, really. And, you know, even to a club like Leeds United, it's, you know, it's pays for officials and kits and things like that. So, you know, it's important for both teams.
Still going down the line looking for Russo. It's one of those percentage sort of balls where you just flick it into a space hoping that the defender crumbles under the pressure, and they did panic ever so slightly as we wait for the ball to be provided from the referee out towards Pizzarello, who continues to be pretty banged up over there. She just jumped for a ball a few moments ago, holding the ribs, but she landed awkwardly on the ribs and the shoulder in the first half. He's battling on though for Leeds, as is Russo here as the cross comes in, deflected. It will be behind for a corner, and it is Olivia Smart making her way across to take it. Leeds scored from a corner in the first half through Elliott. She'll be one to watch today from them, the number 2. And it's good work from Russo, using the fact that the player was touch tight towards it, spinning out of trouble. And now we wait for Olivia Smart's delivery. High and hanging ball in this towards Astle. It'll fall to Witham. It's more of a flick of the boot rather than anything behind with power. Big smile on her face. Opportunity ever so slightly there for Leeds to take another 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, I thought Danny Witham was just going to bury that, but it wasn't meant to be. It was a bit of a tame effort, and I'm sure the keeper was pleased that it just rolled into her hands.
Yeah, mistake here from Chester. Released Daniel Witham. She puts the ball into the area. Here comes Dassel, just running to strike it. Defender gets across in time. Now Russo spins away, goes for goal. Power. There's a finish. It's a real touch of class. She's so clinical at this level, Jess Russo. And just when you thought she'd run out of wriggle room, a little spin, looks across and thumped into the far corner. She just makes it look far, far too easy. Leeds United 3, Chester 1.
Yeah, fantastic finish. She deserved that. I mean, she was asking for the ball a second ago, didn't quite get it, but rather than kind of spitting a dummy out and not facing the ball, she kept it alive and kept wanting that ball, and obviously it came to her. And what a fantastic finish with her left foot. So that's 10 goals this season. So what a season she's having. Yeah,
she really has led the line well. Leeds, for a second, they had a spring in their step. They were charging forward. Daniel Witham, he's bundled to the floor. As Dampy goes across to Jateman. Smith's touch gives her that bit of space she wanted. Astle brings it under control. Good hold-up play yet again, just makes it stick up there. With them trying the ambitious pass, Smart at least appreciated the idea. But her arm in the air was one of apology because she'd stopped making that run. Just a bit of praise for Sophie Foster, the Chester goalkeeper. It's one of my biggest bugbears when a goalkeeper doesn't wear a hat. If he or she fears the sun, she has come prepared. There'll be no need for her to use her hands to block. I mean, it's ambitious. I haven't seen the sun for a good few days, but I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
The sun was shining this morning. I nearly had my sunglasses on, but I didn't. But no, like you said, I don't mind that if the sun's shining, but you won't see Carrie Simpson with a hat on, that's for sure.
Pizzarello strode across that left-hand side, just piling forward like she does every single game for Leeds. She got into a good area, plodded, and then added a bit of speed to it. Sadly, Chester would check that run at the last second, just like they did there for Danby. As today's visitors try and build out, Katie Astle becomes a nuisance. Elliott's challenge is not enough, and now Leeds are covering. Turner injects a bit of speed and covers really well as that centre back in the first half. That back three put under a little bit of pressure. They had held firm for 30 odd minutes as Smart has let that ball bounce. Don't think even if she tried to trap it would have been able to be brought under control. There was some power behind that, but just settles any sign of nerves that Leeds might have had. Chester certainly felt they could give a game of this, and they still will. This game is still only at 3-1, and the way they took their goal, shows the composure they can have. But it's a lovely start for the coaching team for Leeds to just have that 5 or 6 minutes of the second half, and you've got that 2-goal cushion back.
Yeah, we always seem to come out really strong, so whatever's said at half time always seems to do the trick. But yeah, like you say, we've just got that little bit of breathing space now, that little bit of a cushion, and it just kind of hopefully knocks the wind in their sails a little bit. But I don't, like I've said a few times already today, I don't think they're showing any signs of giving up. Like I said, there's a lot at stake today, and they'll want to still cause that upset. And obviously, if we do end up with a 3-3 draw, I presume it then goes to extra time and penalties.
It's Chester on the attack. That was a free kick, by the way, rather than the throw. That's why the referee stopped the game. It was a push in the back of Olivia Smart. Harriet Jateman took the throw, but referee telling Leeds he'd given the opposite decision. Jateman's pass looking for Smith, intercepted. Chester now picked the gap between Smart and Jateman, and now on the attack. Jateman will race across to try and cover Randalls. Into the edge of the box for Gray. She went for a 1-2, hit it, and Chester's counter-attack comes to nothing. But that is the area. This is not me blaming Jateman or Smart there. That is the area they've worked on. Earlier in the first half, it was getting Wood in that left channel. Clearly going down the flanks has been their game because Gray was on that side on the right. She's now swapped. She's on the left, but clearly width is where they feel getting in between the wing-back and the last centre-back is where they feel they can get some damage done today.
Yeah, they're dangerous, and they've put a few decent crosses in, and obviously, they've got players who can finish. They're not a poor team. They are trying to play football, and clearly they feel that they should be in the league above, and they're going for promotion, and hopefully they will do.
Yeah, good luck to Chester after today, of course. Get the cup win, and then they'll go back to their league campaign. Molly Wood, stood over this free kick. She's gone to the right-hand side of the attack then rather than the left, so she is the option closest to the ball. There is another player giving an opinion, but as the goal scorer, the top goal scorer, we suggest this is going only one way, and she'll be aiming for the goal. So the wall stands ready for Leeds. As Wood goes for it, it hits the wall, does its job, out to Smart. Rush clearance, Locke gets hold of it, Wood put under pressure from Pizzarello. Assel gets involved again, and Katie Assel does such a tireless job where she just continues, she pops up, she keeps the ball close to her. Jess Russo might have all the goals, but another example of today where just when Chester think, right, we've got a bit of time, Katie Assel is down their throats ready to get the ball from them. As a chest pass, a shoulder pass forward from Randalls.
I never got taught that as a kid.
That's because you always had the ball on the floor, Brad. Don't discredit yourself. You'd already put it on the carpet and played it. You didn't need it up there. As Olivia Smart takes control, ready to take the throw. Danby's had a quiet start to the second half. The total opposite in the first. As the Assel is nearly going to get to this, she will. Now keepers come off a line, and an instinct quick attempt from Katie Assel to try and get the ball in between keeper and defender. They get away with it, Chester. I kept saying it in the first half that Foster, the Chester goalkeeper, has never needed any encouragement to come off a line. Here again, good ball in behind, decent effort, and it's the defender that actually gets the block in. It's Lucy Adderley that keeps Leeds at bay. Danby to take the corner and get Brady's thoughts in a second. So Danby will have an in-swinging delivery right underneath the defender on that far side, which is actually the number 10 on that occasion, which was Imogen Paul, and out for a throw. But a good opportunity that for Leeds, and I think Kate Assel did what all strikers would like to do, hit it early. It was going on target. Yeah,
she had to hit it first time. She didn't have time to have another shot, because credit to the keeper, Sophie Foster, she came out really quick off a line. But great defending, like you say, by Lucy Adderley. That would have been a guaranteed goal. And I think Kate Assel does a lot of work. She's a very reliable player. And she's not getting the goals that she deserves at the moment, but she's certainly doing a fantastic job for Leeds United. Yeah, so change for Leeds sees Jakeman replaced by Elliott, and that's back three for Leeds gets an alteration 56 minutes in. Hindle was part of that defence last time out in that new back three that Leeds are trialling. I say trialling, certainly working with and doing so successfully the last couple of weeks with that win. They're leading by 3-1 here. As Turner gets hold, goes forward to Danby. It's a good pass, picking out Smith. On the attack is Smart. Russo's running to the near post. Somebody will need to go in at the back. Smart looks to go right towards that late run from Danby. Hindle reads the ball better than Gray. Chester, though, get out of trouble. Hindle with a strong challenge, very strong indeed, and it was a ball-winning challenge, but also dropped the shoulder at the same time to make sure her presence was felt, as Chester under pressure with Russo all over the back of Lucy Adderley, who gets it clear. Yeah, she's come straight on, hasn't she, Rachel Hindle, and wanting to make an impact, and gone straight through that player, but I'm all for that. Yeah, I'm not sure if you watched the Rugby Union World Cup semi-final last night, but clearly she's picked out some technique from it as that ball's in towards Assel, and there's the goal. She gets the reward she deserves with a poacher's finish at the far post. Teasing ball in, she stays alert, she gets the faintest of touches to put the goalkeeper off, who may feel she should have done better, but Leeds from a throw, nice and simple. Smart's ball in, there's Assel, and both strikers on the score sheet, Brady, at 4-1. You'd like to think that is game, set and match even with 32 minutes left. I mean, it was a fantastic ball in by Olivia Smart, and it was just player against player. Who wants this ball more than the other, and who's going to get that all-important touch. And thankfully for us, it was Katie Assel. I said a few minutes ago she was unlucky, for some really good defensive work by Chester, but I'm glad she's got a goal today. She thoroughly deserves it. Chester on the attack with Wood. Not that many options in the area. The only one stood ready was Sarah Redmond. Wood's cross, not for the first time, is blocked. Assel gets back alongside Pizzarello, and Pizzarello's had a different assignment in this 15 minutes of the second half, because she's had a new player to mark in Wood, and thankfully Leeds have not had to have put under pressure. She's stood her ground. She's been just as effective
even against Chester's top scorer. Now Hassel gets involved. She's come off second best there with a lunging challenge. And we said it earlier, she does all sides of the game. She is the centre forward. She's just scored, but there she is at left back, pretty much climbing herself off the canvas to recover from a late challenge.
Yeah, she did really well there, and rightly so. The refs pulled up for a free kick. It was a late challenge, but you know, again, that's what Wood brings to her game. She's not only can she score, but she's a physical player as well.
And she got the free kick that Leeds needed to just get another breather. Elliot wide to Pizzarello. Pizzarello with a hold on the number 9 Redmond, so referee can't miss that, gives the free kick. Locke will take this set piece. Earlier free kick was well hit. That one is exactly the same. The Chester header lacks finesse. It was towards goal. Didn't have much of a thought though behind it between Sarah Redmond. Gray was also in there. They've come off second best in the aerial contacts with a thump and a bump to the ground, but it was a Chester header that last touched the ball. It was just the player that wasn't. I don't actually expect. I think she thought Gray was heading at Redmond, and that's why it's hit her late, and she hasn't been able to get over the ball. But again, set pieces wise, Chester have hit 2 really good free kicks, and they've come from 30 odd, 40 yards out. Officials clearly suggesting that was a foul or offside in the build-up, but should Chester get any more of those, we know exactly what to expect. They've hit 2 really good deliveries. Yeah,
they're causing problems, like you say, with set pieces, so we just need to keep our heads a little bit and not give anything silly away. But I was about to say, where's the sniper, Tom? I looked and about 5 players were just laid on the floor then.
You're not having it, no. Just, I thought it was just a normal contact, but you're suggesting slightly players trying to win the free kicks from the officials, as Hindle just flicks it with the boot towards Kirkham, and that's going to allow her to get back into position just past the hour mark. So far so good for Leeds in this second half. They've got 2 goals in either half. If you're just joining us here on LUTV, Pizzabello and Elliott in the first half, Russo and Assel in the second. Last couple of passes out from the back have just gone a bit too close to Chester shirts. That's given them a chance here with Gray picking out Wood. Pizzabello will struggle to get on goal side and get back in position, but she doesn't need to. She was there to relieve the pressure with a slight shoulder barge, and it's still Leeds leading by 4 goals to 1. Elliott picks out Pizzarello, who again has that time to assess the pass. She rushes it slightly though, gives the ball away. Chester have a free kick. Last few minutes though, Brady has just gone through the motions a little bit from both teams. Chester haven't really created that chance they'd like to put Kirkham under pressure. There's no dropping in effort or determination from them, and Leeds since that the last couple of minutes, the last 3 minutes, it's just been, I guess, Leeds not taking their foot off the gas, but maybe having a little breather, just making sure that they can work Chester out. Again, spread the play. They've done so again with smart. Leeds showing a bit of class across the face. There's Russo, goal of the match from Leeds United, and again it's Olivia Smart, 3rd assist of the day. And after a couple of minutes of just absorbing Chester's pressure, they show that class that allowed them to get through in the FA Cup last season. With them to Smart, another good first touch out of her feet, and very similar to the goal from Katie Hassel. Jess Russo in the right place at the right time, bit more power behind that, and it's 5-1 now. What a team goal that was.
Brilliant football, absolutely brilliant. And again, the assist queen Olivia Smart, I mean, she handed it on a plate, to be honest, but at the same time, Jess Russo's still got to kind of make the first contact and make sure that she keeps her foot over the ball, so it doesn't kind of, you see it time and time again where players in those positions, the ball kind of goes, miles above the crossbar, but really composed, finished from striker, and 11 goals now. We've said it before about how much of a great season she's having, but it's nice when it's, yes, it was a touch of class from her, but it was a great team goal as well, and that'll fill the girls with confidence.
Certainly will. With strikers getting on the score sheet, both of them, and Olivia Smart does deserve the praise she gets. fullback by trade, but one that is very, very adaptable to getting further forward and actually adding goals and assists to her game. Hindle being caught out of break off, sorry there, Brady, because Chester do have a moment to attack, but there is the defender in Olivia Smart racing back, kicking it out for a threat.
Yeah, all I was going to say, Thomas, she seems to be enjoying the right midfield position, does Olivia Smart, because she loves getting forward and scoring goals and setting them up. And you saw the players kind of run straight over to her to celebrate as if she'd scored the goal, because the team appreciate the work that she's doing on that right hand side. Yeah,
I mean, it sort of brought the best of all of her side of her game out, didn't it? Because as you say, she's very confident attacking. She can still defend. It's not as if she's totally, she's not an out-and-out winger, and she can get back and do the defensive side of the game. And because she is up there, she can win the ball back higher up the pitch. Your opinion is better than mine, but she looks like the most two-footed player in the team, so she doesn't have to play the one side. She can switch it if she has to, and she's found her calling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said it a few weeks ago, she was putting some great through balls through. And so that's just it. It's not just, one type of pass she can do. She can do a range of passing.
Yeah, she's in here now. What can she produce? It's low and hard across the face of goal. Assel was looking to get on the end of it. Sadly, no touch came out to Gray, and it flicks off her leg, off Hindle's leg, and Gray will win the throw. And leads 5-1 to the good now in this FA Cup campaign. It is the third qualifying round. Leeds, as we know, last year went on to get to the fourth round proper, playing Arsenal away. And they dream of something similar this year as Russo puts the pressure on. It will fall to Assel, so he takes it in a stride, goes left-footed, picks the gap and scores. And Leeds United are just walking away with this every time they touch the ball on the edge of the box. In the last 10 minutes, it's turned to a goal. Russo's got 2. Now Katie Assel's got 2, and 2 of them working together in tandem. A little scrappy with the clearance. There's nothing scrappy, though, about this finish. One touch and wallop straight over the keeper, who had committed yet again. A simple finish. She left the goal at her mercy, and there was no doubting what Kate Assel wanted to do. It's 6-1.
What a scoreline that is. I said, didn't I, at the start, I'm expecting this to be a comfortable scoreline, albeit the first half wasn't as comfortable as we'd like. But I think the Chester defence were a little bit frustrated there with Sophie Foster. I think they wanted her to come and collect that. I think it was Adderley eventually that put the tackle in, which was a good tackle, actually. It stopped Jess Russo getting the ball. But unfortunately for them, it fell to one of our players who, like we said, full of confidence and doesn't mind shooting from there.
Yeah, Assel chasing down Turner's ball. She's got the beating of the defender. Goes for goal early as well, just past the near post and into another good position. But yeah, the Chester goalkeeper, I said it time and time again, it worked in her favour at times as well in the first half. She isn't one to plant her feet and get into positions, but if we went back and looked through at some of the shots and some of the highlights, she's often running back to goal. She's left a big gap there. She's come off her line. She's almost like a sweeper keeper. And it's helped Leeds on the last couple of occasions that because she's having to track across the goal, she's left too much space. Leeds have just said thank you very much and taken it in their stride. Same thing that Izzy Elliott's doing, not once but twice. She's on a mazy run. Centre back is charging forward. She's already got a goal today. Now can she get assists? It's to Smart. She tries to flick it towards goal. Smart, I was about to say, will probably apologise to Jess Russo, and she does. So there's a decision to be made here. There's one of the most goal-hungry strikers in women's football on the bench in Laura Bartup, and we have 2 strikers on a hat-trick. Do we go 3 up front to please everybody? We'll soon find out, because Leeds are going for that. We might get a hat-trick here. They've really turned on the style. Smart, near post, and a good block out from the Chester defender. And now this FA Cup tie is becoming a bit of a one-way battering. Chester, you called it, Brady, in fairness to you, in the first half, that they'll start to get a little tired. They haven't got as much joy. They're not winning the ball back in certain areas. And if the scoreline gets away from them, you naturally do start to feel sorry for yourself. That FA Cup dream you've had fades. And there's a very long time in this game to go for Leeds to go and get more goals.
Yeah, I think, 2-1 and at 3-1, you're still very much in the game. And you still feel like, we just need one chance. But at 6-1, they'll very much be wanting the full-time whistle to go, because, like what you said, Tom, every time we go forward, we look extremely dangerous now. And here we see Laura Bartup coming on as we speak. Yeah,
so Laura Bartup will try and go and get a hat-trick herself to join in the fun for the goal-scoring exploits. She is getting the last instructions from the coaching setup. There's a break in play, and now we wait for the decision of who will be brought off. And tactics continue to be given to Laura Bartup even at this stage in the game, and there will be no hat-trick for Katie Astle, who gets 2 goals, comes off the pitch to a round of applause, and every reason so for every member of the crowd and coaching team to applaud her contribution. There is a hard-working element to her game first, isn't there, before the flashy finishes, and she did everything she needed to do to get the 2 goals, and now Laura Bartup gets her chance to get on the pitch and be effective. There's a change here coming. The eagerness of the sub there can't be hidden because she'd stepped onto the pitch too early. I think she's replaced Gray, number 11, that has made way. So we have got a break in play. Bartup for Astle, is that a change you expected, Bridie? One of the 2 strikers.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because I think it would be right to put 3 strikers on. Although Leeds United men yesterday threw everything in the kitchen sink at it, didn't they? But
I lost count, 6, I think.
But yeah, I mean, it's good to see Laura back. Like I said a couple of weeks ago against Hull, she was outstanding, and she was back to the Laura Bartup that we all know and love. So it's good for her to get a little bit of game time today, and hopefully she'll make a mark on this game. But for Chester, like we said, at 2-1 and 3-1, they're still in the game. I think. In games like this as well, it's not just the physical aspects, but it's the psychological. There'll have been a big build-up before today's game. They'll have all been, really looking forward to it and excited. Obviously, they've made the journey down today, but unfortunately for them, the results not gone their way.
Yeah, the change as well for Chester, by the way, was Halliwell entering the fray, replacing Gray. Here's Pizzarello going on a mazy run, picks out Russo. She's trying to find a way through. A little flick of the boot. Adderley gets in there. Not once but twice now. Smith out towards Smart. Bartup will be at the far post waiting for it. That is where Smart's gone, just over Bartup's head. Leeds do have the numbers. Danby's out there. Leeds are hungry for more goals. Into Russo. Keeper comes out. Bartup will have a chance to shoot. Takes it away, but the defender gets across. Laura Bartup maybe showing signs there of just a bit slow to get into the game. Witham now going for it, and she went for goal. Daniel Witham with a right-footed whipped effort. Didn't have the required curl on it. But that is a touch from Laura Bartup, but it's a sub. She just needed a couple more minutes to get into it. She took a touch, she wanted to finish. In a few minutes' time, she might hit that first time, Brady.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the first touch of the ball, wasn't it? But I don't think she was expecting the ball to come to her, and then, oh God, I seem to have a bit of time here, but I don't think she had as much time as what she thought, and probably should have hit that first time.
Yeah, Leeds swarming forward. It seems like they've got more white shirts out there. Russo uses the decoy runner to get away. Now options in the middle. Smart. Bartup. It is towards Bartup and just tapped towards goal. The referee has brought the play back. When I get my teeth back in, the referee going across, and I think he's decided that the play shouldn't have been allowed to continue. A lot of confusion out there from Leeds to what has been given. Now there was an attempt on Russo for a penalty. As he suggested that was a blatant foul. It does appear that could actually be the case because the play was to go on. So Russo actually got the advantage. She crossed it in. The referee has actually brought it back for a penalty. So we have an opportunity for a 7th Leeds United goal. The referee has told Sophie Foster in the Chester goal to stay on her line. Catherine Smith, the penalty taker, looks across. Chester will feel it's dubious. Can Leeds punish them even further with a 5th second half goal? The referee is now just going across to explain. The Chester players have clearly not been very happy with it.
Yeah, it does feel like a bit of a harsh decision, to be honest.
But we move on. Referee whistles for Catherine Smith to take the penalty, and she puts it away. The goalkeeper went the right way, didn't get the body position in the right place, and Catherine Smith slots one home. Another player on the score sheet today. It's Leeds United 7, Chester 1. Confusion all round.
Yes, I think that's 3 penalties in 3 for Catherine Smith. Again, very good penalty. But yeah, I was a bit unsure as to why it was a penalty. There might have been a little nick on Jess's heels there, but she was able to cross it in, and Laura Bartup had a chance, so I was surprised he did pull it back, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, if that was anywhere else on the pitch, it'd just be advantage and carry on. Like, if you'd fallen over, I can understand. I mean, we're not going to complain. It's a penalty. We've scored.
She's an honest player.
Thanks.
And she'll stay on her feet, and she did well to get the cross in, so that's why I was quite shocked. I can understand Chester not being happy with that.
You turn it to Kirkham, wide to Hindle. Hindle took her eye off the ball, and you can see her frustration where she feels she should have done better, but 7 goals to the good Leeds. Certainly a case of job done. But again, with 15, 16 minutes left, and it's the rate they're scoring at the minute. this could be a scoreline that goes even more in their favour. Chester trying to get a goal back here, a misplaced shot from Wood, the player that everybody in Chester colours would like to hit it from the edge of the area. But I mean, Leeds were able to get past in the FA Cup last year. Brighouse Town, Redcar Town, they won 7-2 then. They beat Stoke 3-1. They were beaten 9-0 by Arsenal, which was always expected to be a tough day against a professional team with international stars. You said you expected a comfortable win. Is this beyond your level of... Have you got a comfortable radar where it goes beyond that? What's the reference point for comfortable?
I'm happy with 3 or 4 goals. I think it's for me as a defender, I'm looking at the one that they've scored, and that's the one that I'm thinking about because I wanted a clean sheet today. But I can't complain. 7 really, really good goals, and like I said, good team goals as well. Everybody seems to be trying to get in on the act at the moment. So yeah, hoping for a few more. I'd like to see my good friend Laura score a goal today as well.
Yeah, Daniel Witham showing real elusiveness in that midfield. Gets away, it's a strong challenge, there's so much space. Leeds have found so much of it now. Smith just waits, gets Smart in possession. Leeds have got 3 in the area trying to pick them out. Smart to the far post, looking for it was Russo for the hat-trick. Chester get across and turn it away as the sun is shining now in Garforth as Pizzarello gets across. It's a hit and hope pass really. She lost her bearings. There's a bit of hope here for Leeds. Very unfortunate for Chester as Smart goes looking in behind to Danby. Olivia Smart has just become this playmaking machine on the right hand side. Every time she gets it, she's looking for that curling ball in. Already got 3 assists to her name, and ever so unlucky that the Chester fullback comes across. This time Witham gets in there and wins it back. She goes to Smart. Russo making another run. Bartup's actually peeled away to the edge of the box. Smart decides to go to that way. It doesn't go to plan for Leeds. Missed touch. And there is Pizzarello, but it's attack versus defence at the minute. Nobody for Chester can get on the ball. Laura Bartup uses the hand to bring it under control, and she can't disguise that instinct sort of reaction to just try and chest it inside of the shoulder. She tried her best, but not to be. 77 minutes gone, and we are still in total and utter control with Chester now just trying to get their players a bit of game time. Those that have been listed on the bench, Ashley Bullock is the latest one to be given the nod, and it is one of those tough days for them now. I think she's replaced Rachel Lloyd in the number 8 jersey.
I think Chester defence have done quite well in the last couple of minutes. Actually, there's been, they're up against it at the moment.
That flick on header was really important.
Yeah, it's just attack after attack for Leeds at the moment. So, the Chester defence have done pretty well in these past couple of minutes, although they probably won't feel it looking at that 7-1 scoreline. But, had it not been for some of them good headers and challenges, it may well have been more.
Yeah, Olivia Smart wrestling as if it's the first minute of the game for a free kick. I actually did think that was a touch off Smart, but should she have got a free kick is the answer, seeing as she ended up in the dugout and not as a sub. And such as Olivia Smart's competitiveness at 7-1, jumping up to try and stop a throw, and she feels she could win. But that's what a captain, if your captain is doing that, it's it sets the standard for the rest of the team. And at 7-1, a real confidence boosting performance this for Leeds. Getting players on the score sheet, players back in a rhythm. Again, a different setup the last few weeks with the 3-5-2 formation. Tactically, if you get both your strikers scoring and then you get Laura Bartup coming off the bench, that's nothing but a confidence boost for you as well. This player, Pizzarello, has worked wonders down the left. Danby, Bartup again dropping deep to try and get it. Danby takes it to the goal line first of all, gets the cross wrong, unable to bring a teammate into the game. But you can see what Laura Bartup's trying to do, can't you, Bridie? She isn't interested in making a near post run if someone's already made it. As a goal scorer, she's got that tactical ability to describe, I'll sit and wait. Sadly, she's only had the one cutback so far. Yeah,
I thought Danby was going to cut it back then, but great work by Pizzarello. She did a really good 1-2 on that left hand side, managed to get forward, and from back to front, it's then resulted in a chance. But I don't think Danby will be too pleased with that cross.
Yeah, Elliott going across to try and stop an attack for Chester. Here is Wood going for an early effort towards goal. Kirkham had a body behind it at all times and dealt with that just as much as you would like as a goalkeeper. Pats it down and takes control.
Yeah, she had quite a quiet second half as Sky Kirkham. I'm sure she'll be pleased with that.
We've had a bit of a tactical switch, in fact, with Russo seems to be pulling out to the left. Maybe it's just that she just pulled a little deeper. She's now forward, and now she might even get a chance for a finish at a tap-in because Bartup has picked out Smart. She tries to lay it on a plate. She gets the weight of that pass wrong, and there were offside appeals from Chester. They're still going on, and that looked like the easiest chance for Leeds to have, with Bartup pulling deep, picking out the pass. She has got that in her locker, and Smart going across, and she's allowed an error considering she's had 80 minutes of fantastic array of passing, defensive work. Just a little bit under hit for Russo there.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Laura Bartup, like you say, crossfield pass. And Olivia Smart's done what she's done all day and tried to, be the provider, and she's done that so many times so far. I wouldn't mind her having a shot from there, actually, to be totally honest, but she is unselfish in that respect.
Pizzarello down the line for Russo, who has the pace. Bartup is alongside, so is Smart for a tap-in. It is towards Smart. Now Smart, can she pick out Bartup? She just gets away from her defender, still with Bartup. Nobody for Leeds having room to shoot. Bartup eventually does, but not a goal-bound effort that manages to beat the goalkeeper. Leeds just never ever looked settled in that occasion. It was a little frantic, and that is why we are still waiting for our 8th goal. 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I think it looked like we were trying to walk it in the net at that point, and again I just wanted Bartup maybe just to 1 or 2 touches and then have a shot, but it just seemed to be too many touches. But credit to the Chester players, they kind of swarmed her out a little bit then, obviously trying to stop her from taking that shot.
Time for Pizzarello. Elliott offering a helping hand. There is Russo. That ball had gone out of play though. Chester now have another throw. It's slowed down ever so quickly for a few brief moments. It doesn't feel like it's done that. Leeds just were scoring at will at one point. From scoring their 3rd in the 50th minute, they scored their 7th in the 74th. So I think the game's probably owed a break. Chester will be delighted with it because they're just hoping for a moment to try and get a second goal. Wood. Good turn from Chester, but even better covering defensive work from Turner. Catherine Smith gets it out of her feet. Picks the pass, deciding to go down the line to Smart. Goalkeeper Foster dealing with things, getting it away, but Chester under pressure all the time from Smart. They're playing it out from the back, the visiting team. They will win a free kick. A bit of a late challenge there from Catherine Smith.
What I like about this Chester team, that they could be thinking it's 7-1, we've got less than 10 minutes to go, we're obviously going to lose this game now, let's just not get the scoreline to be any worse, but they're actually still trying to make things happen and still trying to score a goal, so credit to them. Yeah,
it's a tough day at the office for them, but to get to this round of the competition, they're 2 leagues below Leeds. Leeds had their day in the sun last year against Arsenal. Chester will look to use that as motivation for next year, try and get promotion in the league this time around. They are 6th in their division. Leeds 3rd in the FA Women's National League Division 1 North, so it's not as if Leeds were struggling for form. This was always going to be a tough day at the office for the visitors. They made it very tough for the first 45 minutes, gave nothing away. But in the second half, that gulf in class, that fitness, as you mentioned, Brad, as well, has just started to take its toll more and more as Olivia Smart gets to the ball again. Just that touch from a Chester midfielder. So many players could have gone for that. There's a slight delay. Strong challenge from Turner. There's Danby. Where other players would rush, Sarah Danby just takes it away from the opposition and keeps hold. Same there with Olivia Smart. Could have gone backwards, waited for an option, tried to find a better pass. There is the better pass to Pizzarello. Bartup is bursting into the near post looking for a cross. Pizzarello takes her time. Has this given the chance away? It has. She hasn't got the cross right. And Leeds, just the last couple of attacks, Brady, they've just seemed to lose their killer instinct. And I guess it's 7-1. You can't complain. But if you're Laura Bartup, you can see her getting in position, like waving, going hello, get it on a plate for her, and that I think pretty much wrap up a perfect day.
Yeah, I think we've been so clinical in front of goal today, and the crosses have been, on the whole, fantastic. And obviously Laura Barton will be thinking, give me a little bit of that. When I'm on, I want some of that. And she's come on and she's not quite had the service so far. Obviously she had a couple of half chances, but she's involved in the action again here.
Yeah, just well gets up off the deck to keep possession. Turner strides out from defence, looking for the over-the-top pass to Russo. It will fall to Bartup. Spins away and just lays it simply to Pizzarello. Now, can she pick out the pass? She goes early into the area. Russo was the target, but just overhit and a bit too ambitious with 5.5, 6 minutes left of proceedings.
Yeah, not that I'm greedy, Tom, but I won't mind another goal or two.
For some reason, you want another 2 goals. We want a clean sheet again.
I'm asking for 2.
You set no standards. You set very, very high standards. As Bartup went for goal from afar. But it did have that feel, though, didn't it? Where they got the 7th, they'd scored 3 goals in 11 minutes, and you thought this is going to become even more embarrassing for Chester. Could it be double figures at one point? But again, they've just, as you said, they haven't quit. They haven't dug themselves a hole and they don't want to get out of it. They're more than happy to fight for every ball still. This is still, a proud day for their club, and I think there's a lot of respect there between the 2 teams as well.
There will be, yeah. I mean, there's nothing more frustrating when the opposing team just literally put 11 players behind the ball and just park the bus. It gets really, really frustrating, which, some teams will do that, but they've literally not done that all day long. And, you could argue that because they've not done that, maybe the scoreline is so high, but, credit to the Leeds girls. They've shown the quality once again, and, the girls up top have done a fantastic job today.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Had they come to defend first, the score might not have been as one-sided, but when they've come to try and win, they thought their best policy was to go and fight fire with fire. And for 49 minutes, it probably was. It's 2-1 to Leeds. It's just been that unravelling of them at the back where they just couldn't keep the Leeds at bay. And every time Leeds had an attack, they scored. That's how the second half unravelled for them. Here is Whittam in possession. Out towards Smart. Down the line to Hindle, who's making a bursting run forward from right centre back. Wins Leeds a throw. Olivia Smart's got every right to have a bit of a breather rather than getting down the line to take it. Bartup takes control. She may even spin away. She does. Asking for it in the box is Smith. Takes her time. Bartup puts it in. Chester just about get it away from a shot. Danby can't get the effort towards goal. Olivia Smart's put some good balls in the box. Olivia Bartup decided to join her and then some. It was really good as Wood on the attack for Chester. Here is their top scorer getting towards goal, and a good save from Kirkham. Wood chasing what looked like a lost cause, just trying to hope for something, and she's the goal-hungry striker that's got 8 already this season. Takes her time, turns inside Elliott, and it's a good job Kirkham was ready for it, Bradley, because that was going in.
And that's what you call a counter-attack. Yeah, it needed that save from Skye Kirkham there, but it just seemed like one long ball, bit of a hopeful ball, and it fell to the Chester player, and she had a good shot at goal then.
Low corner. Not that anyone on the Chester edge of the box was preparing for it. Bartup's clearance at Leeds gives them a throw. Smart, Bartup, Hindle all working in close quarters to keep possession. Here is Smith.
She's so strong with the ball, is Laura Bartup, and we've seen how good she is on the ball. She uses her body so effectively, but in this defensive third, she's not going to get a goal there, so I want to see her a little bit higher up the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to have to be some attack if she's going to. She's now got the ball again. She's turned to Sarah Danby for the last few minutes as there's a free kick for Leeds going their way. Laura Bartup will have to make her way further forward if she wants to go and get a goal. Minute left. Do we have a player of the match candidate, Bridie? Are we sticking with your defensive union and going with the 3 assists, Merchant and Olivia Smart? Are we going for either of the strikers who's got 2 apiece? Get your thoughts in a second. Give you time to think. Just as I say that, Leeds give the ball away. Now I can put you on the spot.
Oh, God. Do you know what? I think Danby in the first half was fantastic. It's been a little bit quieter in the second half. I think Jess Russo, once again, has been amazing. I think Katie Astor's been brilliant. I think... Do I have to pick this week? I'm really struggling to pick this week. Why don't you pick this week, Tom?
I think, as you say, Olivia Smart, the assist, the way that she worked hard, the referee will have to stop the game here. The strikers did their job, but another captain's performance following up from that goal the other night. Olivia Smart, and an assist as well, so she's just carried it on. She got 4 assists in 2 games and a goal. I would say that she gets the nod today, just because you do not want to put your head on a block and answer the question. So I'll take it for you, as Leeds still lead by 7-1. I think the referee might want to try and put Chester out of their misery for an early stoppage time.
Yeah, I think there's been some fantastic performances today, obviously more so attacking. When you look at the scoreline, it could be a number of the front players. So yeah, I couldn't decide today.
Chester blocked by Olivia Smart. Do they have time for one more final attack, Leeds, to go and get the 8th? Smart will chase this down. She's joined by Russo. Russo's got that burst of speed where she just covers the ground and the defender doesn't realise quickly enough. On that occasion they were able to avoid her. Chester again with the ball in midfield. Another misplaced touch. Those tired legs starting to take hold. Whitton will get it and just decide to keep hold of possession. Into Smith. Got enough time to pick a pass. Smith rolls it to the right hand side. Hindle was trying to meet it. Maybe Olivia Smart took her eye off the ball and it will go out for a throw. Another good crowd today in Garforth, witnessing yet another win. It's become a happy hunting ground, hasn't it, Brady? It's important. Your home pitch is a fortress for you, whatever you want to do. But the crowd in the last 2 weeks have seen 11 Leeds United goals. It's not a bad return.
No, it makes a massive difference having that crowd, and like we've said before, I think it's the location of Garforth Town seems to attract these crowds.
Yeah, just break off, because here are Chester again with Wood, their danger player, flicked inside. Turner gets her head to it. She's been in the right place in the right time in the second half defensively, up towards Smith. Smart was peeling away on the right midfield position. Hindle was looking for her. A little bit unfortunate with the bounce, because Chester have got an attack for themselves as Chester come forward with Jones. She goes with an early effort. Very, very ambitious. As the referee has a quick look at the watch, but he's going to play the full allocated stoppage time. Leeds have maybe decided to take their foot off the gas in the last few minutes, and there is the referee's decision to blow up and finish with a 7-1 scoreline in the FA Cup for Leeds United Women. A rout in the end. In the first half, Pisavello and Elliott got the goals, but Wood managed to pull one back for her 8th for the season for Chester, who were playing 2 divisions below Leeds. They fought as hard as they could before the quality for Leeds really shone through just after the 50th minute mark, when Russo got her first. It's then Assel, Russo, Assel and Smith from the penalty spot. A contentious one at that. But all Leeds United care about is the victory. They're through to the next round of the FA Cup, and job done on home soil. Thank you once again to Brady Hannon for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. We'll be back for more women's coverage in due course here on LUTV.